Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of ChluyTalk. I am your host, Hella Chluy. Today's guest is a fitness coach, a bodybuilder, and an artist, and a fellow New Yorker. She also has her own documentary. But before I introduce her, I'm going to roll the intro. So today I would like to welcome my guest, Chantha Thach.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And
Chantha.
me and Chantha have been following each other on Instagram for a while. Like, we have a lot of mutual friends, so I'm like, oh, well, why not hit her
I
up
think so
and
too, yeah.
see if she wants to be on the podcast? Because I feel like your IG page is all about positive energy and fitness. I
Mm-hmm.
feel that's important, and I definitely, since we're friends, I like, why not get to know each other on a personal level and just
Absolutely.
be friends and promote each other, you know? It's always cool to like meet fellow Khmer people in New York. We're like rare out here, so it's like,
Yeah, I feel the same way too. I've been out here for like 11 years, I swear. I'm like, where are all the Khmer people?
wow,
And people are like, oh, they're in Brooklyn or the Bronx. Because I live in
yeah.
the city. I used to live in Queens, Astoria, but then, ended up in the city. And now I'm like in Wall Street in financial district. But honestly, I never see Khmer people ever.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it is
same
cool.
here. So I'm in Brooklyn, but I met a few that live out here, but we're kind of spread out. Like I know
Yeah.
there's a community in like Fordham, or that back in the day there used to be like a big community,
Oh,
fairly
wow.
big, in Flatbush, Brooklyn. So
Mm-hmm.
now I have a Wall Street friend now, and
Yeah. Anytime you're down here.
awesome. Yeah, commuted
Explore.
to. I haven't really commuted to Manhattan since the pandemic, so it's like
I mean,
I've been staying away from the subway, but
you don't really need to, right? With your job and stuff. Like there's no need to go on the train.
yeah, not right now. No,
Yeah.
I'm just
No, that's
playing it
good.
safe. So Chanta, tell me about yourself, like your upbringing and stuff, like your humble
Yeah.
beginnings. Like, where are you from?
So I was born in Portland, Oregon, but honestly raised in Ohio because I moved there when I was 2. So I don't remember Portland at all. Um, Raised in Ohio. I lived there until I was like 24 after college. So after college, my girlfriend, a best friend of mine, she decided to go to New York. She's like, why don't you just come? Because we were fashion designers. We went to art school, graduated from that, had a bachelor's. At the time, I had a boyfriend there, so I was like, no, we're gonna go try out New York. But I have my home is Ohio. But I came to New York and just fell in love with it. So that's when I moved from Ohio to New York. But my parents, they're still married, very old school. I'm the first generation. It's myself, my sister, and my brother. We're all kind of like a year and a half apart. I'm the oldest. I'm 36. And my sister she just had a baby. So she's like a year. But growing up, I mean, in the Midwest, I don't know if you've ever been to Ohio. It's pretty boring. You kind of have your same friends, and like all my friends from high school now, they all are married with kids, and I mean, I want that, but at the same time, I just felt like I needed more. So that's why I moved to just kind of discover what else was out there. But my parents, like, they both came from Cambodia to survive in America. And I think who I am now has a lot to do with them because their background is crazy. Like my mom, I didn't find out until I was like 17 when I went to Cambodia with my mom, but like my mom has so much that she went through, not even just with the war, but like my mom had a whole nother family before us. They had all passed away during the war and stuff, so she had to have courage to live a brand new life. And then my dad, he is a really big part of the community, my community, like my Kraum. He wrote a book about it, the people, and his past. Well, in the past, he was a monk. So I always take like those parts from my parents, and I find like that's why I'm a calm person and like humble at the same time. I feel like they ground me a lot. So that's my parents, but they're very old school. Growing up, you couldn't go out on a date, you couldn't have a boyfriend, you couldn't even go to a school dance without like bringing your cousin. Like they were
Right.
so strict. But I
Yeah.
was a good kid, honestly, like my whole life. And then when I came to New York, that was like, I mean, it was crazy to see what other people did, like party all the time. And, I just came here to work, and it really made a life for myself here. So I've been here for 11 years now, 11, 12 years. But it's great. But that's my background. Like my parents are very old school. And so that some of my insecurities and like that I have with myself not being enough comes from that. Like my mom wanting me to be a doctor or like, go to school for something else. And I paid through college myself because I wanted to be a fashion designer. And she didn't think that would be like a good idea. But now I use my artistic style to do other things. Like I paint hearts, and I sell them on the side. I do all kinds of projects with my art. So I feel I can still be creative. And I also have like a fashion line coming out. It's called Within. I'm actually wearing the hoodie now. It says Boom Boom. Like it's the sound of a heartbeat.
Congratulations on that.
So
I love to see it.
Yeah.
So
but
Boom Boom.
Boom Boom. So that's like
Tell me why Boom Boom.
So my name on Instagram is Shant's Boom Boom. My friends called me Shant's for shortcut, for a nickname. And then Boom Boom really, when I had that, I guess, life-changing moment in my life where 2014, I had a bad breakup and I got into bodybuilding to find my self-esteem. At the time, I had actually dyed all my hair red. And I told myself to survive, I said, you're going to live your life with passion. So Boom Boom was like more of like the sound of a heartbeat. So I just kind of put Shant's Boom Boom together. Now fashion comes back up in my life. Like I did that and then did fitness, but now I can bring it back in some sweatpants outfit where I want people to kind of find themselves. Like you have to look within to be happy, to be at peace. You can't look outside yourself for gratification. It really all comes from within. So Boom Boom's a brand that really just, hopefully it's a movement to help people work on their mental health. So that's why I started the clothing brand. But that's just like something I'm branching off as well. I love fitness and I love helping people out.
I love the meaning behind it. I like your nickname is part of your brand. So
yeah.
So definitely let me know when it comes out. I would love to help promote it and stuff.
I appreciate it. Yeah, we have the second samples coming back in about a week. I got the first one like these, and then I fit them on certain different body types of women because not everybody's skinny, not everybody's muscular, everybody's different. And so I tried it with different shaped friends, and I made, with my fashion background, I made the fitting adjustment, and then I sent it out to the factory. So hopefully a second one comes in. So I'm just waiting patiently on that. And then once that's ready, we'll do a photo shoot, promote it. Awesome. I'm lucky because my husband's a photographer and videographer, so I get all that for free.
Wow, that's
a blessing.
A blessing.
It works
I was about to say.
Yeah, seriously, it works out. So,
and how is it important to have like a husband that supports your dreams or like a backbone?
Mm-hmm. I've been through a lot of bad relationships, right, to get to this point. And every relationship, it's funny. I do a bodybuilding show. I don't know why, but like I'm down. I'm like, fuck him. Sorry, I don't know because I was like,
no, it's okay.
I'm just like going to work out and be my best self. And I literally do a show. I win. And then it's like, it's a cycle. It's kind of crazy. But this last show I did in the documentary, my life I was happy with my husband. And the money was coming in because I was doing what I love. I was at peace with myself, really working on mental health. So I had to find a different kind of drive to do the shows. But my husband, he loves to work out, but he's not a crazy bodybuilder or anything like that. So he supports whatever I do. And my Instagram has blown up. I'm not huge, but aesthetically, and then like the branding deals that I've gotten in the past 2 years is all because he pushed me. I was just like, I'm a fitness trainer and like, I'm good with that. But he pushed me to do brands like with clothing, with skincare, all these things that are now paying us to promote them. And it helps with him too, because he's making the content. So we're pretty much, it's like a team. I push him to be a better photographer all the time because I learned the entrepreneurship first because he was working as a bartender when I first met him. And for his birthday, I got him his first camera. So I pushed him to be a photographer. He didn't even know he wanted to do that. So then it kind of goes back and forth. And I can't tell you how important it is to have someone support you. Like you can be like, oh, I want to do a podcast. And he's like, okay, let's start. It's not like nothing's too crazy for you, And I do the same thing for him because I feel like that's why I was happy about your Snapchat that you got paid for it because he's creating now and he finally got 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is huge. So we're getting paid for the documentary.
Awesome.
So it's so important to have your partner be like with you. They got to lift you up. And I feel like sometimes people are in relationships that the other spouse will either bring you down because they're not at your level or they're not aware of themselves where they can't be happy for you. So I think
Right.
I was lucky to find my husband who was aware of himself and he just knew who he was. So I didn't have to like, you know, babysit him or try to change him. He was like, this is me. You can't change me. And I know I'm great. And I was like, damn. And I was at that
Wow.
point in my life too, where I was like, I'm great. Nobody can tell me nothing. And then so together we just push each other to be greater in our careers.
Awesome. That's great. Like you guys are building an empire together.
Yeah,
And
exactly. I like that.
and I feel like, like with YouTube, I was speaking with Rosie, like, it's never too late. I just start a small channel and it could blow up,
Yeah.
especially with
Start.
content like working out and like fitness. Like those are like content that people are always searching, So it's like
Mhm.
I have no doubts that you guys will be successful in the YouTube realm and stuff. Like when I got paid on that Snapchat thing, I was like something that I least expected. I was just singing that Backstreet Boys when that girl opened the door. It's a TikTok that I uploaded to Snapchat Spotlight.
Yeah.
And then I thought it was a scam at first, Then they said, it said your video did 90,000 views. We would like to send you X amount. I'm like, what? That much? I've never got paid off social media in my life. So I was like, wow.
That's
So
crazy.
it's real.
It is real because like
So-
you didn't even, I'm not to say like you didn't even try, but like you were just being yourself, right? You were just
Be
putting it out
myself,
there
yeah.
and it can blow up like that. So it's really
Right.
great. Like social media is huge and you
Beautiful.
can make money
Yeah.
doing different things. Like you're doing a
Yeah.
podcast, and then like you're getting paid for that. I just feel like you said, you just got to do it. Even if you feel, and for me too, I have like only 5,000 followers on my Instagram, but at the same time, every time I post, if one person gets something from it, I'm like, I did my job. It doesn't matter if I have 1,000 likes. It's like, I affected someone's life,
You're gonna do fine. You're gonna grow fast.
Thank you.
I'm definitely rooting for you, and I'm glad to have you as a guest to share your story. And I know that you have an inspiring one. And I didn't know you had the documentary till today. You said you
Yeah,
linked me. I'm
yeah.
like, wow, that thing has like a 250,000 views, and it's shot like a Netflix quality film. I'm like, wow, this is amazing.
So it's crazy. My husband was like, he did that for me as a birthday present. He's like, I'm just going to film you. I'm like, all right. It was like the last 6 weeks of my show. So I had one show to win and then go to nationals. And I was like, all right, just record it. And he was really getting into filmmaking. He really wanted to make a documentary series. So he did that. And honestly, he didn't even try. So I think if he did it now, it'd be so much better. But I still think he did a good job. And so with bodybuilding, it happens all year round. But during like November is nationals. So everybody gets qualified to go to nationals. And people are doing cardio all the time. So they're probably looking up bodybuilding motivational videos.
Mhm.
So one night, we woke up the next morning, 20,000 views in one night. And then it just kept growing and growing. We're like, holy shit, there's like 3,000 views. And then we got the subscriber thing and he started getting paid for it. And I was like, it's about time for him to get paid because
Wow.
he really brings out anyone he shoots or records, he brings out the person's essence. So, so the documentary is just like a present from him, but at the same time, it's like, wow, it actually tells my story in a short clip, 30 minutes, you kind of get an idea of like what it takes to just put yourself first. And you don't need to be like a bodybuilder. It could be anything. Like, your journey with your podcast. Like, what does that take? Showing up every day, believing in yourself. And if you have one listener, that's okay. It's going to get better. Like you have, just like bodybuilding. So he really captured that.
Wow. And he says,
So thanks for watching that.
Oh yeah, I was tuned in. I was like, this felt like a movie. Like it could be on TV. Like he thinks it wasn't good enough. To me, I like it looks professional. So imagine like if he feels he's leveled up,
Fix it. Yeah.
it's good. It looks like pro work to me. So tell him he did a great job, and I'm looking forward
definitely.
to more videos, even if it's like a Instagram reel or a TikTok of you working out or something motivational, like cinematic stuff. I see a lot of those on TikToks too, like people working out, stuff like that. Maybe use Snapchat. The crazy thing is like this Spotlight thingy is called Spotlight. I think Snapchat has a budget like $1 million. They're sending out $1 million a day. So some of these videos are like making like $5,000, $10,000, $100,000 checks. I'm like, what? I got a small piece and I'm happy with it. Like I got like a stimulus.
That's
so
amazing.
Like, so imagine doing like a workout video and it gets like 100,000 views, and all of a sudden Snapchat, mails you or emails you and be like, yo, Your video
have
has
to,
a lot of views. It's called
yeah,
Spotlight. It's like putting a story. It's like an Instagram story. I think they're trying to compete with like TikTok's popularity. They want to, okay, let's.
Yeah.
Snapchat will always be a big company because I think a lot of celebrities use it when it first
Yeah,
started.
I think so
like the
too.
Kim Kardashians, like like Drake
Quick
and stuff.
snap.
So, so like I'm gonna use Snapchat more now because I don't even like Snapchat because it's a different interface. It's not like Instagram. It's more fun on Instagram or more easy to use.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, wow, they paying.
Yeah.
And it's not even about the money, but if like I would love to get
But why not, right?
He pays the bill. It could like you pay a phone bill or something. Like.
It's just like passive income. You can do. You're doing You're having fun, and it just comes in. And I think that's great. And I think I feel like this is a New York thing. You either have it or you don't, but you just adapt to the situation. Like social media, technology is the biggest thing. It's going to be the biggest thing. So if reels are what's in, like you better learn it. So I started doing reels. I post my videos, my workouts on the reels all the time. But yesterday, my husband wasn't feeling well, so I made him chicken soup. I'm not a great cook. Honestly, I just put chicken, broth, and vegetables. I made a quick reel. It hit 4,000 views in 10 minutes. I was like, what? It was like chicken noodle soup instead of my squat video. So it depends on when you post and stuff like that too. But you just got to keep doing it and just find what works for you. So.
Right. And like in your profession, it's like Reels, TikTok, all that is the tools are there for us to succeed.
Yeah.
Even small businesses, like even your hoodies. Like I've seen people, they'll be like, they'll make a video. Hi, I make a hoodie business. We love your support, and people will bless you. Like it's like a whole different community that supports each other. That's what I love about TikTok. And,
I love that too.
I love to see it. So it's like I definitely agree about how social media is like the new, it's like part of our life, and it's just like it's always gonna get more interactive, and like even doing this Zoom call with you is like, it's just putting me face to face with you and communicating and learning, building a relationship. That's what I want to do, and just like share your story and inspire others, and I think you have a great story. So what are some of like challenges or difficulties you faced like throughout your journey?
You know what? Like, I think really just making it in New York. I think like this. I was waitressing for the longest time at Red Lobster in Times Square. I've always had two jobs. Like growing up, my mom always had two jobs. My dad had two jobs. So I guess it was kind of like natural for me to have two jobs because when you come here as a designer, you don't make a lot of money until you put in 10 years, right?
Right.
I didn't have that. So I put in like 5 years and then I was working at Red Lobster. And the challenge thing was like being able to pay rent. Like I was living at Queens at the time and I think rent was $1,000, which is not bad. Like now I think about it. And I was busting my butt. Like I was, I did my job well. I loved doing my job, whatever it was. And I think it was really just trying to stop the vicious cycle of being in debt. I was like over and over, and it took a couple years. And then when I found the bodybuilding, that really was like, oh, this is my calling. Like I need to help people. So the moment I started training clients at a corporate gym, I said, okay, I'm going to quit my job. I'm going to be a trainer, but this will be my career. So I had no choice but to succeed. So I did everything I had to. So I think the challenge was like, okay, I'm in New York City. I'm young. I really want to go out and party and experience all these great things. But I was broke. I was sad. And so the challenge was always putting myself first, choosing myself. And I'm still working on that every day. It's like, I think it's the longest relationship you'll ever have is with yourself. So I think a lot of times when I was tired from working two jobs, I didn't want to go to the gym, but I knew like I had goals. And so those were the challenging times, like saying no to my friends who wanted to go out on the weekends because I needed sleep to be able to work out for my show. Like, so those were the challenges, is like sacrificing your social life for a certain amount of time, a couple years, to get what you want. And now looking back, I wouldn't trade it for anything. Like the past 5-6 years, I still work hard, but I worked really hard to get up to this point where now I can set my schedule. I can say no to clients if I don't want them, if they don't want to pay my rate. So it becomes like you work so hard. Now it shows like all those challenges and failures made sense, So I was always just trying to believe in myself, even though in the back of my head, I was like, oh, I'm not enough. I should do this, I should do that. But in reality, it's just like I kept going. So I think that was like a challenge, is like not believing in myself, but because everything around me was so broken, like not being able to pay rent, not even, making a lot of money, but you worked 18 hours, you don't understand, but just kept going. But I think I had no other choice. I was by myself in New York City. My whole family's in Ohio, and they didn't have money to be like sending me money because I chose to leave. So I was going to make it my own. And I did, which is,
You made it
I'm really
happen.
proud about that. Yeah, for sure.
Wow. I admire that. Like New York I know about New York. So it's expensive to live out here. So it's like,
Yeah. Were you born in New York?
no, I moved here, I think around the same time you came here. You said 11
Two-
years?
2008 or so?
Oh,
Yeah.
you're here long. I think I came 2010, the
2000.
summer.
Okay.
I was in Seattle. My whole family's in Seattle, but I was doing like
Oh,
iron work. I was a construction worker. So I got laid off, and that like kind of similar story. Like my friend at the time said, you should come to New York with me. So I'm like, why not? So just took that,
wow.
like I wanted to see if I could make it work
You
out here
make
because
it.
I didn't know, I didn't have a plan. I think I found real estate right away, like on a Craigslist ad, and then went to the class and made it work. Like I had no desire to do real estate, but at the time I made it work. So now 10 years later, I'm still here. So like,
Yeah, seriously, it's like
yeah,
if you make it in New York, like you
it's,
can go anywhere. Because I had the
yeah,
same idea too. I came with my friend was like, save up money for the summer. We had an internship. I only saved $1,000. It lasts me 3 weeks in New York.
hmm,
And I was like, shit, I need a job. So then I
right.
got the waitressing job, and I was like, I'll just keep working until I find a design job. But you do whatever you needed to. Like I mean, hustled to get
The
what I
hustle,
needed to get done. Yeah.
the New York hustle and bustle. I noticed that it's kind of like a culture shock moving to the East Coast, like never even visiting the East Coast ever. So it's like, I felt like everything was more fast paced. Did you
For
feel the
sure.
same? Like, did you
Yeah. I
feel like
think
you need a hustle? Like, you get up and
I
grind?
mean, yeah, like I go back home all the time to visit my family, and I swear the days are so long. And literally, we've done so much. I'm like, it's only 1 o'clock, like 1 in the afternoon. But it was night and day, and it really took me about 6 months to be like, all right, New York's the place for me.
Yeah.
But the first 6 months was hard. I was just like, no, this is too much. People are too fast. People are rude,
Hmm.
But then I felt the energy once I was hustling myself, like trying to make it. Um, but I absolutely love New York.
Same,
And I
same
don't know
here.
how long I'll be here, but probably a long time. I love it. Like there's no other place I would move to, I don't think.
Yeah, I feel the same. I feel like I don't, I feel like New York's the place for me now that I've been here so long. I'm so used to the environment, the fast paced stuff,
Yeah.
the grind, and I can't even see myself moving back to Seattle. I love Seattle.
Yeah.
It's very mellow and chill. All my family and friends are there, but I feel like I'm made to be in New York.
Yeah, for sure. It's funny.
Yeah.
My uncle lives in Seattle. We went to visit a couple times, but it was very nice to visit. And it was very chill. Like you said, it's
Hmm.
beautiful. But I couldn't imagine trying to do what I do there,
Right.
you know? And people are like, oh, New York's dead from the pandemic. And I'm like, it's
Yeah.
really not. So
I
many
think.
people, like the restaurants that are building these outdoor restaurants, the amount of work and effort they've put into it is amazing. It's like we live in
Yeah.
another place.
Yeah.
We thrive. We from whatever you could throw whatever at us, we'll try our absolute best to keep going.
I think New Yorkers are battle tested. Like it don't even phase them. Like you know what I mean. Like I see a lot of
Yeah.
like video clips or just random stuff. Like like if someone's holding up the train, they're like, "Get off the train! Gonna be late for work." Someone's like, just puking or something. Like, get up. But that's what I
Yeah.
love about New York. It's like we got places to be, but it's like
Yeah.
man, just there's no place like New York. I love like
Yeah.
subway. I just love I like the subway. Did you like taking the train places or do you
Yeah,
like
I took the
drive?
train. Yeah, no car here. A car in Ohio, but I would be too scared to drive here. But
Hmm.
everywhere I go is on the train. But luckily, this past 3 years, I lived in a city where I kind of visualized what I wanted because I was working in Tribeca. It's a very wealthy area, and I said one day I'll live here. I mean, I don't live there, but I live on the outside,
Hmm.
which I can walk to work. So it's a 30-minute walk to work. If I walk fast, 20 minutes or whatever. But now with the pandemic, we don't really have places to go really unless we go out to dinner or something. We'll take the train, but we walk everywhere. But I love New York too. And the subway was just like, you could be in Brooklyn in the morning, Queens at night. Like you can just go.
Yeah.
That's
Like
what I
all
love
within
about
like
subway.
40 minutes, like within
Yeah.
boroughs, like just they're like the best way to
Yeah.
commute, I think.
And you see crazy things all the time and only in New York. So it's like,
Yeah.
it's really cool because you can have an amazing day with 20 things happening to you in one
Mhm.
day. And it's just like a
Yeah.
normal New York day, you know?
Yep. I love the subway performers too. It's like, is you won't see that anywhere else. People doing like
No.
dances,
And they
breakdancing,
practice
and they're
like
good. And they're just trying to
really
make
good.
some change. If I see
Yeah.
someone singing or I
Mm-hmm.
try to give when I have it, change or whatever, a dollar or two. But New York is just freaking amazing. So
Agree.
how has like the pandemic like switched up your day-to-day life? Like how did you deal with that?
So I thought it was just gonna last 2 weeks. So I was like, I'll see you guys in 2 weeks, my clients. But my clients are older, they're like 40 and up. And they all have like, spouses that could be sick, or they're just very cautious about being in the gym. So I was like, all right, we'll just go remote because I don't know how long this is gonna last. We're gonna go remote. I like adapted right away because I was like, I'm not gonna wait around for the gym to open. The gym closed, and unfortunately, my gym that I rent out was permanently closed. So I haven't found a gym yet that where my clients would like to go, but at the same time, none of my clients want to go back to the gym. So right now I'm currently doing all remote training. So just like FaceTime or whatever the case is.
Mhm.
So I adapted pretty quickly. And then during the pandemic, I started doing like live video workouts for like, people who were following me that might have been sad at home, that lives alone, or, I was just trying to be positive because I felt fortunate that I was not depressed. I mean, there were moments, but I was like, I still have a job. I'm healthy. I have a loving spouse that because people were stuck in homes with like abusive spouse and stuff like that. So I was very fortunate. So I tried really hard to see the positive in every situation. So I had to think like, all right, we got to go remote, put out content there. So I did like, workouts where I have leftover liquor bottles from my wedding, which we don't drink, but we have a bunch left over. So I took whatever I had at home and I was like, okay, you don't have weights at home. We're going to do a workout with just 2 alcohol bottles. And I would do workouts showing you what you could do at home with books, with socks. So I'm proud of how I adapted to the situation because I was like, I can't wait around, like not to make money, not to do that. So I really just went remote and thank God I have all my clients still just working remotely. And one day, hopefully springtime, I can find like a space in Tribeca and rent out a gym for myself. My old bodybuilding coach, he has gym equipment he has in storage. So he was like, I would love to go partner with you to open up a small space gym. So that's like another project that I want to work on too, is like having a gym for the community of Tribeca, because that's where my clients are. But, just having my own gym, that was always a goal of mine. And, maybe later on in the future that can happen too. So, but for now it's all remote and I'm really lucky to be able to work still.
Shout out to the virtual world. As I think
Seriously.
everything is virtual these days. Concerts, like
Yeah.
people having birthday parties, and
Yeah.
I
Graduations.
think I'm adapting to it. Like I'm like you. Like I try to like make the best of any situation.
Yeah.
Try not to like stress out too much. And this is I feel like hopefully this is temporary. Like you said, I thought this was gonna last wasn't gonna
Yeah.
last. Yeah,
Me
now it
too.
was almost a year. Like damn, and
Seriously,
if we're
almost a year.
USA, like we're not doing good compared to like other countries that are like totally contained or like eliminated. And like wow, what are we
Yeah.
doing wrong?
Seriously. And I think like it's crazy. Like,
Anti-maskers,
yeah. And
people
it's
at the
like
beach partying.
so many like people disrespecting like what's going on, even though like, all right, people are like, oh, it's a hoax. But at the
Mhm.
same time, we've had like our doorman, he passed away from COVID in May. And it was like, oh shit, it's close. Like it was hitting us close. Like we were here, oh, my friend's dad, grandpa, like it was like far away, but then it just kept on climbing closer. So I have friends and clients who are nurses and I just respect like they're risking their life every day to go to work. So the least I can do is wear a mask. Like
Yeah,
it's not that
it's not
hard. It
hard. Yeah.
sucks, but it's not that hard,
Mm.
But America's a bunch of idiots, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they think it's like, all right, they just need to be out reckless, and they're young, they can do whatever. And I even had friends who were fit. They're like, we're fit. We won't get hurt. I'm like, I've had fit friends who got sick,
I guess,
and they were sick for like 2 months, and they were the fittest people I knew, but they had it, they fought it, but at the same time, they still got it,
Right. Yeah, COVID is real. I actually lost like some people close to me too. So it's like,
Oh, I'm sorry.
like someone I used to work with in real estate. So it was like, wow.
Yeah, it's unexpected too, because you're like, it can never touch you or anyone close to you. Like, you kind of think that way. And the same, I had some old clients that passed away that I used to train years ago. And one of the daughters, I trained her too. And she was just like, I don't know if you heard about my dad, but he passed. And he was only 50. Like, that's so young, So I definitely take it serious and respect that it is really deadly and we need to just be safe.
What do you think about the vaccine? You going to take the vaccine?
So it's for, these TikToks and Instagram, like they have these funny, like people twitching and you're like, oh my God, what's in it? Because I have nurse clients and friends and they've taken it. They've been fine. They said like the second one, like they might get sick for the day and then they're fine. So I have enough, research for my friends that I would definitely take it. I don't know when we'll be able to take it because it's like 65 and up right now, essential. Right. So we might not get it till later, but I feel like how else do you stop it?
Right.
Like, I don't know how it's going to, I don't know. What do you feel about it?
I feel like, I think vaccines are made for a reason. And I also feel like I want to use my passport. I just got my passport. I've never had a passport before. I want to go to Cambodia soon. And if it requires a vaccine, I'm like, yo, give me the vaccine, Yeah. I feel like, like there's so many, like, you see these conspiracy videos online. They're talking about, the government is the mark of the beast, this and that. I'm like, yeah, shut your ass up. But like, you never know. But it's like,
yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean? We've been, we had vaccines for like, like polio and stuff. But, it's like, this is, if this virus is still here, we have to do something.
It's very contagious, right? So it's really hard to stop it if we don't do it. As a collective whole, if we don't do what is recommended, it's just going to continue to live like this. So. I agree. But you never been to Cambodia?
No, that's my goal in life. It's like a bucket list. You been?
Twice.
Wow. Share me your experience. What was it like going the first time? And
I was 17 at the time, and my mom took me. She only took one child, but she had saved so much money being in America to go back one day. And when we first landed, the whole plane was crying because these were old people that haven't been back since they left. So my mom, it was 25 years, very emotional. We stayed for a month. My mom brought a lot of money because she was going to do a ceremony for my grandparents, and then build a mausoleum. So it was really like, Khmer is not great, but I can communicate and, whatever. I can't write or read it, but I could talk to old people, which is fine. And I can understand them. But when I was there for a month, I really I picked it up so quickly. I felt better, I felt more confident. And I was just talking with little kids. It was so funny. But it is one of the most beautiful countries. It's very poor. And we have poor families living in like huts and stuff like that. But I got to see all of that. I got to see what it means to appreciate life. Like, we brought a bunch of clothes that we didn't wear. And like, here in America, we're like, ooh, who has a new iPhone? Who has it? And they don't even know what a cell phone is or whatever the case is. But they just really love life, and they smiles on their face all the time. It's a very hard life, but you're humbled a lot. And so my mom had this mausoleum made. It's crazy though. Like, a lot of stuff happened, and I don't even like, I believe in higher being. I grew up Buddhist, but it's weird because my mom, she got the ceremony from my grandpa, right? And she forgot to she put like Doug whiskey and like all his favorite things. And she forgot to put his cigarettes out. And so all of a sudden after the ceremony, my mom like passed out. My mom has diabetes, but she was fine the whole time we were there. But right after the ceremony, she passed out. So my aunt's a doctor. She gives her IV and everything. And I'm scared. I'm 17. I call my dad, freaking, I don't know what the time difference is. It's like 24 hours. But like, I was like, I think she's going to die. I was freaking out. And my aunt was like, no, your mom forgot to get the cigarettes for your grandpa. We have to do this again. I was like, this is like some white magic thing. It was crazy. And I literally
Superstitious.
wouldn't say it if I didn't see it. But my mom was passed out. She was not eyes open, nothing. She just like passed out. So we did the ceremony again. And literally right after we, put the candles and all that stuff, my mom just like rose up. She's like, what's going on?
Well, like nothing happened.
I was like, what? But like, I really believe that. And my mom's very like into the traditions. And so, like Halloween, we put the food out for my grandparents. If we have a big ceremony or like holidays, we always make sure we put food out for the family. Yeah. So it was cool to see that and how important family is, because you only have one set of parents. And I just love our culture, and it's sad because sometimes our parents won't talk a lot about the hard times because it's very hard for them to speak about it. But I try to learn as much as I can from them because it really is a beautiful country, a beautiful culture. And one day I want to learn how to write and read so I can teach my kids, but you're going to love it. The food, amazing, and if you have family there, of course they want to know everything about America. They want to, experience what you've experienced, but they really do like love seeing you be there. And I found out a lot of things when I was there. My aunt was just super nice and we've heard so much about you and I've never met them before. And with the mausoleum ceremony, my mom had invited like a lot of family members. I mean, there was over 100 people somehow connected to whatever. I had the best time of my life there. It was beautiful. So it's cool to see where my mom came from, my dad, and just like where I'm like 100% Cambodian. So it's like, this is awesome. And I got to see, Angkor Wat, which is like the 7 world wonder. It's like, I mean, how often do you get to see something like that? And it's from your culture, so you're going to have a good time. Whenever you go, you're going to you have to go for at least a month.
Yeah, that's what I've been told, and it's definitely it will be like an eye-opening experience, and everything you said is like I could relate because I have a lot of family I've never met over there, and definitely Angkor Wat's on top of the list. Angkor Wat, and just being over there, soaking everything in, meeting the people, enjoying the food. What's your favorite Khmer food, by the way?
Oh my God. Bahok.
Too much.
I love Bahok.
You love Bahok? Me too.
Oh my God. I love it so much. And Naim and Babal. Like that's my favorite. So every time I go home, my mom makes it all the time. Basic. I don't even need a lot.
Comfort food. Yeah. That's really good. Babal with some tringgit or it's just babal, some pong tia prai.
Yes. My favorite. I swear. My mom, she made Bahok and she mailed it because like when she first came to visit like one time, the first time, she was like, you don't have a rice cooker, you don't have this, you don't have masala. So she's like all these things. I'm like, Mom, like I was in a healthy kick, so I didn't have those things in the house. But she would send me, she's like, do you want me to send you a 25-pound bag? I'm like, you know how much that would cost you? I can go pick it up in Chinatown. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
But she's sweet. She sent me like one time bahok in a jar in a katang tao. Like I'm like she's crazy, but it was like the knife that I grew up with. It was crazy. It was really sweet. So anytime I get to go home, like I tell her what I want, she just makes it. So that's why I love going back home. It's like it brings you back memories, and that's why I love food. It's like to me, food is so much fun sharing with people, but like my food is just like comfort,
and no one cooks better than your mom. I don't care how good of a chef you are, like when you go to mom's cooking, it hit different.
I say that all the time. I'm sure your mom is a good cook, but my mom's the best.
Yep,
I say exactly that every time. So good. I'm like, Mom, you should have a pop-up truck, a restaurant, something, because she's so good,
really good.
And she still cooks like that. She still takes 2 hours to make some salal, and I'm like, damn, the patience, the love that goes into it is so good.
Yeah, I'm the same. When I visit my mom, she knows already what my favorite foods are, like salamat yukrung. So she always try to cook what I love growing up was salamat yukrung, or I'm basic too, like some pong tigaon, some.
Yeah. I like saprot with tikseo.
Yeah, exactly.
with rice.
Can't go wrong with that. That's like something you never get sick of. Sometimes I crave it. Like that's just rice.
I crave
sauce,
it all the time.
Yeah.
Like I'll go to Vietnamese restaurants and get like spring rolls and stuff like that. But I'm like, damn, I need like my mom's 3-layer pork belly with like, it's just not the same. Yeah. It's not the same, but so every time I go home, I gain at least 5 pounds all the time. I just like ate everything.
Well, you can burn that off, with a workout, so you
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
So bodybuilding, what was it like when you decided to go to become a bodybuilder? Like how, like what was your like before that?
So
Were you
I grew
fit
up,
or are you just not
no,
muscular?
I mean, I grew up chubby. Ohio, Midwest, we ate crap like white bread all the time and soda, like all those things in the schools. Like that's when I really started gaining weight was like lunchtime. American
Mm,
lunch is like so bad. We would have pizza with ranch. It was like
mhm.
gross, you know? But when I got to New York, I noticed I was losing weight because I had to walk everywhere. So I said, okay, this is good. And then my girlfriend, she was like, let's work out because we worked at an office. So after work, we would go to the gym across the street. So then I started working out. And I still worked out. I dated that guy. So I was really into weight training. And I saw my body become stronger, but my body was slowly changing. And then when the breakup happened, I was like crying so much. So my friend, she was getting ready for a bodybuilding show. So I said, hey, she had 2 months left for her show. I said, can I just come with you to the gym every day? Just so I have something to do. Every day I go with her 7 a.m., 7 a.m. I saw the discipline she had. Like, this is the fish she's eating, the right, like everything was portioned out. She's like, okay, I have to do my cardio. I can't go out. I'm not drinking. Like she was so disciplined. And I was like, wow. And then I saw her do a show and I just saw how proud she was, like just accomplishing it. Like she didn't get first, she got like third, but it was something that was, she said, I'm going to do this. And she did it. So for me, I played sports in high school, but I was very chubby. We had like one time, I remember we had fried chicken before our volleyball game. We were all so sick. It was like the nutrition was not, it didn't make sense back then. But when I was here, I saw my friends do it. Then I said, you know what? I'm going to try. Like, I want to be the best self inside out. So then I found a coach and I said, I want to do this in 4 months. He's like, have you ever done this before? I'm like, no. So he said, we're going to take our time. It took me 9 months before my show. And when you think about it, 9 months goes by like this. If you really think about like the life you live and that 9 months you actually commit to yourself. And so I just started showing up every day. I ate, did what I did. I was so focused on healing my heart that I wasn't distracted. It was my very first show. I read like, inspirational books. I didn't hang out with friends. I got sleep. And my friends understood. They supported me because they saw how sad I was. And so my first show, I said, there's 3 things. I visualized everything. So 3 things I told my coach, I wanted to look good naked. I wanted to win and self-empowerment. So those were the 3 things I wrote on my mirror. I saw it every morning and every night. And the day of the show, I was so calm and I didn't know why. Everybody was freaking out, like, panicking. And I said, why am I not freaking out? And my coach is like, you did everything you could up to this point. Like every day I was, okay, 1 hour, this. So every day I took it one day at a time. And then 9 months later, I was ready. And so that first show, I won 4 trophies. My very first show, I took the whole category and I was nationally qualified. So then I could compete with like 1,500 people in Miami. And I was like, oh, it's my birthday. I'll just go. I wasn't ready, but I went anyway. And that was the moment where I was like, I placed 16th in nationals. But I was so proud to be with all these women that did this, because I knew what it took to get there. And I said to myself, I'm proud of myself. I'm going to quit my job. So when I got back to New York, that's when I quit my fashion design job. And I was like, I'm going to be a trainer. I knew nothing about training except for what I did to myself in bodybuilding. So that was kind of really the start, was like just healing myself. Like with any breakup, you have to like be busy, work on your hobbies, get fit, mental health, hang out with your friends. That was my busy, was doing a show because I needed something to focus on, no distraction. So that was really the life-changing moment, was like that show. And it's not even about the trophy. I really was like, I'm going to do it. And I did it. It was like, there was no other plan B. It was like, I'm going to get first place. And that was the first time in my life I said something like that to myself. And then everything since then, I'm like, okay, I'm going to quit my job. I quit. Like I want to make a clothing line. I do it. Like literally, I say this to people all the time. You can do whatever you want to do. You hate your job. Why don't you quit? You don't have money. What else are you good at? Like, I'm not really like, I paint for fun, but you know what? I started making it a thing I could sell. People wanted paintings, so it just gave me a chance to live my life the way I wanted to. So I have so much respect for bodybuilding and what it did to me. And I respect anyone that commits to themselves. It doesn't even have to be bodybuilding. It just can be like, I'm going to stop drinking alcohol, and they do it. You know what I mean? Whatever it is that they put their mind to is really a beautiful thing. And you can live your life the way you want it,
Wow.
So that's why bodybuilding is like, it has a big part of who I am today.
Wow, I admire your drive and your way of thinking, and I think this is very inspiring. Like, if I wanted to start working out, I have this weight bar and weight set at home that
That's great.
I ordered, and I don't use as much as I should. How do you find the motivation to be self-driven to work out, even if it's just a few curls a day? Like, when you started becoming a bodybuilder, transitioning from a regular gym workout person, I want to just exercise and lift and to burn fat. How do I commit on a daily basis?
So you mean it's very one thing at a time. Don't go into okay, I'm gonna do 6 days a week, go hard. It's like, okay, you have that. I always say for beginners to start off with a full body workout,
Squats and stuff.
Squats, push-ups, and it's for example, you can do squats, push-ups in a row, like a single arm row. That could be one circuit 3 times. Even if you did that 10 minutes a day, you're going to start feeling better than you first started. The endorphins, you're going to feel good. So the next day you're like, you know what? I'm going to go again. You want to just focus on 1 week. 1 week, you should work out 10 minutes a day. If you can get that down, the next week, I'm going to do 20 minutes a day. It really does help you build the small habits to being motivated. Because once you work out, not even the body doesn't even matter. The fat will fall off once you tweak your diet, but you're going to feel good. You're going to feel confident. And then the more that the weight goes up, the more you feel stronger. You're going to feel like, wow, I put in the time. It's finally feeling good. So I think one thing at a time, especially if you have the bar, do a full body. I'll send you something you can do, a full body workout, and you just stick to it. I have a calendar. When I first started too, I was like, okay, I'm going to do it this whole month. I'm going to work out, even if it's 10 minutes a day. And then I cross it out. Then at the end of the month, you see oh, I went 5 times a week. It goes by so fast. We went to Mexico 2 weeks ago. We were there for only 5 days. It was fast. And I was like, wow. And I didn't have a gym. So what I did was I'm not going to freak out that I don't have my weights. I said, I'm just going to move each day. So we went kayaking for an hour. This was this movement, right? I'm I'm just going to move for 1 hour. So it really just move your body 10 minutes a day, start with that and then keep going. And the motivation it's hard. I don't have it all the time either. That's where discipline comes in. It's just drinking water. You got to drink water. It's so important. Sleep. You got to sleep. It's good for your health, your digestion, your mental health, everything. So fitness, you have to think of it as that way too. It's it has to be a part of your daily life. Even if you do it first thing in the morning, just get it out of the way. You know what I mean? When I do my schedule for the week, I put my clients in first and then I put my workouts in. That is a non-negotiable where I have to make sure I work out. Because if I'm not good, how can I be my best self for my clients, for my followers, for my husband, for everybody else that I serve if I'm not okay? And that's why I'm if I move an hour a day, even now, if I don't get into the gym, I'll go for a walk. I'll go for a walk for an hour. I just have to move. And with the pandemic, there was days I was I don't want to work out at home. I have nothing yet. I don't have any weights. I just have bottles and books. But I was I'll just do it. So for me to keep accountable, I was okay, I'm going to post this. So if I post a journey or post oh, I'm working out, people are going to follow. So it's I'm keeping myself accountable because people are watching, So I say, I'll send you something that you can do for your full body workout. I mean, it takes you maybe 20 minutes, get it done. And then do it the next day, do the next day. And the next thing you know, you did it for a month, you might be down 5 pounds just because you moved more.
Yeah, I feel before I was really, really overweight. I lost a lot of weight, but over the years from intermittent fasting and just diet change. But I feel that's just diet. I feel I got to get physical. I got to work out. So it's how important do you think the fitness side of your health is compared, you have to work out. Not just your diet. Yeah, it has to be a full balance, right? You have to work out and eat good. to see like result and feel good.
You'll feel good by working out for sure. But if your diet's not matching your workout, you won't see the body composition change. And most people feel like they want their stomach to be smaller, this and that, but you won't really see it until you eat whole foods, until you eat proper nutrition and you align it with working out. It has to be hand in hand. And like, you don't have to go crazy with cardio, even if it's just working out 3 to 4 times a week plus the food. Like when I say, you don't have to be like super strict either, like with just chicken and broccoli. It could literally, like I eat rice all the time, but I make sure, it's portioned out. Maybe I have a cup of rice instead of like, 2 Khmer bowls of rice.
Yeah, the big ass bowl.
I had to stop that because I was like, this ain't helping. But like, I'll still have like after my workout, I'll eat rice, like a cup of rice, but I got to make sure I have vegetables and protein. So every meal has to have protein, even if you start with that. Like you might have pizza on the weekends, but throughout the week, you're eating, chicken with broccoli, with vegetables, very healthy throughout the week. That makes a huge difference. So I think it's very important for both. It's not one or the other, but if you have control over your nutrition, that's huge. That's really going to change. But you need muscle to burn the fat, and that comes with weight training.
Weight training, right? So I definitely want to do more weight training in my life. I kind of regret not doing a lot of like that stuff when I was in like PE
younger,
class.
right?
Yeah, like I did taekwondo, but I was all kind of like push-ups and sit-ups. I was kind of like, what's it called? Just body weight.
Weight, yeah.
Yeah, but I should have lifted weights. I felt like I needed more muscle. But
no, the same thing's for me too. I mean, I started late. I was 24 when I started working out, 23 even. But like, I really didn't change my diet until later on. But I played sports when I was in high school, but I didn't really take health serious. I just like was whatever. But I just know that now I'm going to turn 37 in November, and like hopefully in the next couple of years, so I want to have a baby, but I want to be healthy, my healthiest before I get pregnant, because I want to be like 50 and like J-Lo. I mean, obviously
play basketball with your kids or just, do sports with them,
like you're active, you're running around, you're like, you look good. You don't look your age because you live a happy, peaceful life. You love yourself. And that all comes with health, and fitness. And I think that's really important because even with the pandemic, a lot of times everybody wear a mask and be safe. I was like, yes, but what are you doing to help your immune system? Because we are covering our mouth, right? Like it's hard to breathe, but you also have to take care of yourself. You have to work out. You have to eat healthy so your immune system can fight. If you get a disease or a virus, you'll be healthy to fight it back regardless. So I say health it's really, really important. It's like, I think it's never too late. I have a client who's 78. I don't know how he does it. He wakes up at 6 a.m. ready to go.
Wow.
I'm like, damn, I'm not even ready to go. You know what I mean? But he's 78. He moves better than some of my young people because he's like, when you're old, things fall apart. So he's been working out forever. And it's really admiring because he's like, I need to work out for myself. Like his bones, he's, so he has balance and he's strong. He's an artist. He lists big canvases. So the things that we do help him live his life. Wow. I think it's very important for your mind too, working out. But I think just start, like, if you have the stuff at home, start tomorrow.
Yeah, I
10 minutes.
I just gotta do it.
Yeah,
and just make it part of my routine. Maybe walk my dog. I walk my dog every morning at 6 a.m. and then maybe after that I could probably do some workouts and then get on my computer, do what I do, whatever.
Literally just like 10 minutes, 20 minutes. And then you can see like a lot of my old videos too. I have things where I do full body workouts. Like if you don't have time, here's a 30-minute workout where it's full body. Very easy. Videos are like easy to read, easy to see, and you just go with your weight slowly. Don't go crazy. Just even if you do all body weight stuff, that's great. And then like you're like, all right, I feel good moving. You can add 10 pounds. All right, the next week I'm gonna add 5 more pounds, and you just all of a sudden you're like strong. Like it just happens, but it takes time. You have to be patient and you have to be disciplined. Motivation is not always there. Discipline always beats motivation. Just like I'm sure like with your job, right? Sometimes you're like, maybe you don't like to edit, but you have to. That's something you have to do. And the more you do it, the more like, I'm sure now you're doing it fast, right?
Yeah.
You're like, whatever.
I actually like it, but sometimes I do feel like, You know?
Exactly. Yeah, me too. Sometimes I'm like, but then I realize like the stuff like that, you have to do it to be better.
Right.
So for me, I had to keep going to the gym, not just for myself, but to show my clients. I had to go through up and downs too, but that's the one thing. Like if I'm sad, I work out. If I'm, feeling down about myself, I work out. If, I feel lazy, I go work out. And then you can see the endorphins change your attitude. I have
Changes your
clients come to
mood.
me. Yeah, they come to me all the time, like especially during the pandemic, depressed. And I'm like, okay, like how are you today? And then like they go on a tangent, and then we work out, and they're like, oh, I feel so much better. You're like, okay, it's the workout. So it's very important.
I think that's what I need. Sometimes I do feel I go through my ups and downs, sometimes I just feel, like mental health, so if I
Mm-hmm.
work out more, I could probably release my stress by lifting, right? So you can feel better immediately. Cuz I think
Yeah.
definitely need to start doing that.
Yeah. No, I found that like when I was weight training for the bodybuilding, I was going through something a lot emotionally, like in a negative, like I was in pain. But the more I kept pushing myself, like something felt hard in the gym, emotionally, I was sticking up for myself. And it made me feel better. Like I felt confident the next time I'm going to weight train, I'm going to do it better. I'm going to do it one more. So it just helped me overall in my life. Like, okay, I'm going to quit the job. I can do it. Why not? Like I had that confidence about who I was as a person because weight training lifts you in that way. Like it literally saved my life. So I feel like just start. Like it's okay that you didn't do it in the past. I think we all kind of either start late or some people are fortunate that they do it when they were little, but you still have a lot of years left to live. Like why not live at your best?
I agree. And it gives me hope to hear that there's 78-year-olds getting it.
Oh my
They
gosh.
they they probably it could probably outrun me or outlift me. So like, damn, I gotta level up in life. And so it's motivation.
Yeah, 70. I mean, every time I train him, I'm like 78. He squats so low. And it's amazing to see. And he rides his bike everywhere he goes in New York City. I'm scared to do that, I'm like, and it's crazy. I'm half his age. And like, he's like, no fear. But
I
he's
love
like,
it.
you have to work out. And he tells me all the time, he wants me to train all of his old friends because they need it. But some people are like, oh, it's too late. I'm old. It's like, no, you can live longer, and that's why I'm like, damn. I want to keep going to the, B78 and working out like that.
Exactly. I like what you said. You can live longer. At least working out can at least extend our life. Like we can't escape cancer or disease or sometimes that just happens. Sometimes you never know. That's
Hmm.
beyond our control. But like if you can extend your life by working out, I think that's really important. Like
Yeah,
add a few years to your longevity.
I agree. No, it really does. It just adds more to your life.
So what's your favorite cheat meal?
So it's so funny because when I'm prepping, I'm like, I follow the rules. I know what to eat. It really is just a burger and French fries and peanut M&Ms. It is
I
funny because people eat that all the time, right? But that's like one of my favorite things. Peanut M&Ms and Levain cookie. They have it's like this thick ass cookie, chocolate chip. But I love a bacon cheeseburger and with French fries, and I like to put it's so nasty mayonnaise and ketchup, and then like mix.
No, that's
But
normal.
oh, is it
Mayonnaise and
okay?
ketchup,
Good.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
And
so
your fries
good.
or your burger?
Both.
It's really good.
So that's like my favorite cheat. Like honestly, now like I haven't done a show in about a year and a half, but I live like I'm probably 15 pounds heavier than I would if I was like training for a show. But now my focus is just to be strong, so I'm working on heavy lifts. But I actually just started like eating cleaner and healthier. But for the most part, like my husband and I would eat pizza once a week on Sundays just to have a normal life. And like we try to eat so healthy that like we don't binge on one night. It's like we can have what we want. Do you know what I mean? Like I
Mhm.
said, you want rice, make sure it's like a cup, not 5 cups. You want pizza, make sure it's like once a week, not 4 times a week. So there's moderation with everything.
Mhm.
Like I love peanut M&Ms. My husband loves gummy bears, so he eats that all the time. But I personally enjoy what healthy food does to my body, the way I feel.
Mhm.
And I know that too, but by working out. But nothing beats a bacon cheeseburger and French fries.
Yeah,
So good.
I love me an all American burger.
Yeah,
Just that American burger.
yeah.
Uh, So Shake Shack or In and Out?
Oh my God. So I never had In-N-Out, but Shake
You
Shack
haven't?
is my favorite. Oh my.
Yeah, I
So
saw your
someone,
documentary. Like, oh, she eating a Shake Shack burger. Like, that's what's up.
yes,
I
that
love it.
was so, it was funny because it was like, so it was the best thing in the world because we were
Yeah,
so depleted up to that point where we were just eating so healthy and then that was so greasy and just was like, ah, so good. But now it's like I eat those all the, not all the time, but like whenever I want.
right.
Um, but yeah, Shake Shack is so good. It's like the perfect bun.
Was it the Shack Stack with the mushroom with the cheese in it?
Yeah,
Yeah, that
so
was really
good,
good.
right? I love it.
Yeah. So you have to try In and Out because like when I had the In and Out when I first visited Long Beach, it's like
Hmm.
it tastes
It's
like a
good.
all American burger. It's
Wow.
affordable, but it tastes like 10 times better than like McDonald's or like Burger King. It's like
But
I I,
which one's better, Shake Shack or In and Out?
I think Shake. Well, I like In and Out because of the simplicity and the animal fries and stuff. Just like their I don't know. I don't know what they do with their burgers. It's like I don't know. It might be like some onions, like fried onions or something. It was like different. It just
Uh,
tasted like the sauce they put
I
and
definitely
just
have to
their
try that.
yeah. It's way cheaper than like a Shake Shack burger, but I really like the taste of it. It
Yeah.
just tastes like an all American burger. But Shack Stack is really good too. Like I don't know. I don't even think they're like in the same category. I feel like because it's so cheap compared to Shake Shack, I think it'll probably have to go against like Whataburger or something from
Oh,
Texas.
okay.
Yeah, I think Shake Shack is more like higher end. Like
I mean,
it's
I
good
spend
though.
at least $35. I feel like when I would go to have my cheat meal, it'd literally be like I could easily eat two burgers myself, French
Hmm.
fries, and whatever. And
Yeah.
I don't drink soda, but it'd be like once a month or something when I have it with a burger or a pizza. Like I like to have a sip of soda.
So aside from fitness, bodybuilding, art, what else do you like to do for fun, Chanta?
I love the beach. And also just like I would love to travel more. We've traveled a couple times to different places. My husband's from Serbia, so I've been to Montenegro. We went to Hawaii. Uh, Tulum, Mexico, we always go like here and there. But I want to go to I watch a lot of food shows. And there's a show called Somebody Feed Phil on Netflix. I absolutely love it because he's so goofy, but he goes everywhere. Like he did an episode on New York, but he does like, Singapore. And he teaches you about the culture and the food. And so for me, I would love to travel more and just learn more about the people and then try their food. Like I would love, if I didn't do fitness, I swear I would be like a judge on food or something. I just love eating.
Yeah.
And it sucks because my husband is not a foodie. Like he likes to eat, but I can eat more than him. So when I meet somebody that can eat, just like it's the best time. So for me, it's like I love eating different restaurants. I love doing that. Painting is always fun, but I do love nature too. I love going on hikes. I just learned how to swim when I was like 34, 33.
Wow.
So any chance I get to swim, I love to swim in the pool, in the ocean. So I'm very like chill in that sense. I love reading books. Like a lot of times it's like self-help, but that's like my favorite thing to do. I'm just getting into meditation. So that's something I'm trying to master. And like I was saying, like, that's new to me. So I've been doing like 2 minutes a day and it really just breathing in and out. So I'm trying to build that habit in. And this is only my first week, but that's something I'm trying. But I'm pretty much like very chill. I'm not a big partier or anything like that. Like if it's a friend's birthday, I'll go out and have a good time. But I'm usually like a homebody. Like I love being home. I love like walks, just very chill.
What are some of the like your most favorite places you've been to that you traveled to?
Well, I really do we've been to Tulum like 3 times, but the very first time was nice because it was like everything was brand new to us, and it was like the Mexican culture and people were really, really nice. And I just liked going to different areas where it's like in New York is actually a good place because it's very diverse. You could be on one train and have 5 different countries in that train. You know what I mean? Like it's very diverse. But I mean, I loved Cambodia. I had a great time in Serbia. My husband's mom lives there, but that was really nice because that's where he's from. I love Mexico. I would love to go to like Spain, Singapore. I would love to go to Thailand. which was so close to Cambodia, but I'd never been. And my dad has family in Vietnam. I would love to do Vietnam. I just like to travel, like Maldives. Like there's so many crazy places that you could go to. This past pandemic, we went to Connecticut for my birthday, and we stayed in an Airbnb. And there was this restaurant, like 2 gay guys owned it, and they cook French food. And it was very popular because it's an 8-course meal, and it was very like unique. So I like going to experience things like that. And it was amazing. And it was cool because there was only 2 people working there, the couple. So one guy was cooking and the other guy was serving. It was a very unique experience. So for me, it's like if I can get anything that's experience, like that's what I love to travel to.
Awesome. Would you ever consider like vlogging, like travel vlogging?
Yeah.
Documenting your trips? I feel like you'd be a great vlogger.
Yeah, my husband's always said to do that. I think we did video, but he never edited. But we went to Mexico and we did a taco tour. So my friend lives in Mexico, and she's like, we have to try all these tacos. And one day we went to 6 different restaurants, and we were just describing each taco. And so I think that's something I should do, like, because I realize in my stories when I go to Tulum, I'm like, everybody should go here. This is what you should pack. I'm like telling people what to do because everyone's asking me all the time. So then I'm like, this is all you need. Just 1 bag of swimsuit, blah, blah, blah. You have to. Yeah.
I love to see it. And
Yeah,
on stories, it's kind of pretty much you're vlogging on your story. So I'm sorry to cut you off. So yeah, like
It's okay.
we like to see like what you're up to and just stuff like that.
Yeah, but that's a good idea, vlog, because stories kind of disappear, right? So if you can go back to like, oh, this is the Mexico trip, and then people can watch it. This is a Cambodian trip, so that's something I should do because I had a series called Boom Appetit. I'm not a good cook, but I would make food. So like one time I made cha, like very simple, right? Like you boil the water, you did whatever. So I was like, oh, Boom Appetit. There's something you can make I was doing like 10-minute meals, something that's very fast that you can do at home. And I call it Boom Appetit. So that was a couple episodes, but we kind of like went off of that. But a vlog is a good idea, I think.
Yeah, definitely look forward to it. I feel like you have the sky's the limit for you. You're going places, and I think I'm thankful for your friendship and for you to come share your story on the podcast. And
No, this is great.
is there anything you want to promote? I know that your documentaries. I'll leave the links in the description.
Yeah.
But do you have like any announcements, or like what's your ultimate goal of business? You trying to open businesses, or?
Yeah. So, I mean, I told you about the gym. That's always going to be in the background. Definitely one day the gym will happen. The clothing brand will come out hopefully by the end of this month. We're waiting for the second sample. Once they fit, we'll do the photo shoot and we'll promote it. And that's just something like, on the side, like with my fitness, you can buy the sweatpants. And I want to show people that, find love within yourself to be happy. So these clothes are just basic sweatpants, but like I made some adjustments, but they should be reminders of like finding self-love. And so with that being said, like we go to Mexico all the time and people always love that experience. I'm working on, hopefully by the end of this year, but a wellness retreat. So my husband and I, we were going to do it together. It'd be 5 days, and all the things that for example, the first place would be Mexico. So then we would go like have maybe 8 to 10 people come. It's a wellness retreat, mind, body, and soul. So then you'll have workouts on the beach, a yoga person come in, but really learning about yourself in a nice setting outside of your home. And like Mexico would be a first place because we've been there before. But I really want people to kind of take the time to enjoy other cultures too. So that's the wellness retreat that I'm working on. And I'm always painting. So when people want things done, I do custom paintings. But that's the main thing is like the wellness retreat, the clothing brand. And I'm working on a couple of things like online with different brands on promoting like skincare and workout clothes. But they all have like some kind of background where it's like women empowerment, self-love. So I just connect myself with those types of people where we just help people out. So I'm always trying to do that. People ask about the documentary, like, is it worth it part 2? And I'm like, because I've done so many shows and it's like, why should I do another one? So I always feel like I go back to it all the time. So I don't know the answer to that, but I always want to do more, I think, about teaching people. So maybe a vlog would be a good idea to start, a podcast or something like that.
Yeah.
Just showing people what is out there and how to live your best life, and where does that start? And it starts with you, you know? So that's kind of my movement. And I want to just continue to expand it in everything possible. So like the retreat, the clothing line, my training, my content, it's all like, you're great, you're enough, just believe in yourself, kind of be yourself kind of thing. So that's what you see. I mean, like
Positive.
it's what you get. Yeah. What you see is what you get for the most part.
I love it. I love the message, and you got my full support.
Thank you so
And
much for having me on the show.
thank you for being my
I
guest.
appreciate
You
it.
know, let me know when you drop your merch and stuff, and I'll
Yeah.
promote it. And I really
Perfect.
like that color. What is that, like a tan or
It's
olive?
like a sand. So this one is actually, I'm going to take off this logo here, but I'm just going to have Boom Boom here, but
Hmm.
it's like actually just a hoodie, a long
Oh,
hoodie. I want to try to get this one oversized for men and
excuse me.
women. So it'd be unisex,
Oh, okay.
unisex. So that's what I'm working on here. But I also have like, it's like a hunter green. I also want to do that color too. This color here. You can see that green.
Ooh, I'm loving the color. It's like a nature
Yeah.
type color. I like green. I
Yeah.
like that sand color.
Yeah. So I
Really
figured like,
dope.
men and women can wear it, but at the same time, these colors goes well with each skin tone. But I
Hmm.
really want like it to be a ground. Like I like that you said like earth tone nature, because
Yeah.
it's really important to ground yourself, to be grateful for what you have, for your life. And I think people forget that, especially with social media. You know, people put out their best stuff, and it's like,
They don't
you
show the
know,
losses, the struggle, the
yeah,
journey, the process. Yeah, I feel you.
yeah. So I try really hard to show that. Like if I lose a client, I'm like, okay, where do I go? What do I do now? Like I'm
Hmm.
gonna pivot from this, but I have my off days, my good days, and I show people that all the time. My
Hmm.
failures, like I did a reel where I was doing a squat, and it was 225, and I've done it before, but I just hadn't done it in a long time, and I dropped it. It fell.
Hmm.
Then the next video, I said I just kept trying, and I got it for two. So people reacted so well to that failure. So
I
when you
love it.
show that weak side or like failure,
We're
people are
human,
like, oh shit, she's like me. She's not positive all the time. And it's
Hmm.
like, I try to be, but I'm human too.
I think so.
So,
That's what we like to see, the
mm-hmm.
human side. And
Yeah,
none of us are perfect, and
none.
it's okay to make mistakes. You have to fail to succeed.
Yeah, absolutely. And you have to fail a couple times.
Hmm.
This too, just moving from somewhere to New York, it's very like, you don't just come to New York and make it. Like you have to put in the time. I tell people that all
Shoot,
the time. It's like, they're like, oh, how do you just have like clients in the morning and do this and that? I'm like, it took me like 6 years to get here.
to
Like I
build
put in
it,
the
yeah.
time, was the first one in the gym, the last one out. And now I'm like, oh shit, I can schedule whenever I want, because I made my life that way. So I just try to
For
show people
sure.
all those things.
New York City,
I know it's the place to be, man.
concrete jungles where dreams are made of. There's nothing you
Yes.
can't do. now that you're
Yeah.
now you're in New York.
So true. You can literally do anything.
Yeah, so it's like my friends when I was moving, I told them I was moving to New York. They said you're gonna be back. They were doubting me, and
Yeah.
my pride. I'm like, no, I can't let them be right. Did I
Yeah.
go on your in
Same.
your head? And I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna move back. I don't want to show them I
Yeah.
failed.
Yeah.
So that's why
No,
I'm like
same.
push me to like grind hard. I don't like to be when I do something. I don't like to I don't want people to be right. That's kind of like my motivation too. But
Yeah.
that's kind of my personal thing. But everyone's different.
Yeah.
But
No, a lot of my friends in Ohio have like these beautiful homes that are like 4 bedroom homes, and their
mhm,
mortgage is like 1,000. Rent here is crazy,
yeah,
and they're always like, "How are you gonna have a kid? Just move back here." I was like, "I just make more money. Like I can raise a kid here. I'll just make more money.
yep,
You just
we'll
find
make
a
it work.
way. That's New York. You just find a way. If you want to be here, you can make it happen."
Chanta, what advice would you give to young women or
Mm.
people wanting to change their health through fitness? And what would you tell them?
I always think about this all the time, because if I could tell my young self, like, just start. And when you do something for yourself, like with fitness, do it for yourself. Like, don't do it because you want to look like an Instagram influencer or you want that body or you want abs. You want, like, do it because you want to be healthy, to live long, and physically, when you work out and eat healthy, you're going to change. So that's like a given. But really do it for the right mindset, for the right why, for your life, not for anybody else. Like, even when I work out, I don't work out to, look a certain way. I work out to feel good, to live longer, to be healthy. So if I do, have a bad day, I know that working out makes me feel better. And then, that's something I've picked up on. And I feel like as young people, we tend to think about what other people think, very insecure about like, oh, if I do this, will they judge me? And it's like, everybody's doing the same thing. You know what I mean? Like, everyone's a different journey. But when you walk into a gym, everybody there wants to be better. Somebody might have abs, but he's been going there for 6 months. You know what I mean? Like, everybody has a journey. And so I think young people should just really start putting their health first and do it for themselves. They don't do it to impress others. I think it's very important to just start.
Thank you for that advice, and I agree 100%. Thank you so much, Chantha, for being on the show, and I'll see you at the top.
Yes, that's right. I'm so happy I have a friend in New York.
Oh, yeah. We're
It's
friends
awesome.
now. Did we just become friends?
Yeah, it's so cool too. That you like the
Yeah,
Hulk.
I like
I wish
Bahuk.
wish I had some right now.
Yeah, I'll have to get some sent to you.
Wait, is there any Khmer restaurants though in New York?
There's one. I'm not sure if they're still open, but it's kind of more high end, kind of for like because of the location, Upper East Side. I'm not sure if you've heard of Encore Bistro. I've had it once, but it was
I
like
have to check it out.
it was cool. It had like nice decor. It had like like cool paintings inside, and I went with my cousin at the time a few years ago, and I think we ordered like number chok and some bahut. But
Uh-huh.
it's like the price was crazy. Like it was like $100 for like that meal. I'm like, so I think because the rent's high and the neighborhood
Yeah,
is in, so it's like
of course.
it's cool. It's for the experience, and
Yeah.
I wish that I tried other stuff on the menu because I don't want to judge it. I don't want to especially during this
Yeah.
time. I don't want to talk bad about a company or a business. Definitely want to. I would definitely want to go try it out again and see
I'll
and
definitely check it out
definitely
and see if it's still
support
open.
support.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. But as far as authentic Khmer restaurants, besides that one, um,
Not a lot, right?
Philly is the next neighborhood, next city that has like
A lot of Khmer
almost like a
community.
Cambodia town. It's like a little neighborhood
Yeah,
that has a whole bunch of Khmer restaurants that you should try. Like I Heart Cambodia is one of them. You know, I used to go there all the time. Like you want to
that
take
sounds
just the
good.
Chinatown bus, like an hour and a half. So it was like
Oh
I Heart
wow.
Cambodia, the new Phnom Penh for like the Phnom Penh noodle, like like the Katil Phnom Penh. It's really good there, and they're opening
I
a whole
need
bunch
to
now.
I need to
Yeah.
go visit there because I haven't been, but I just been like through the years I've seen restaurants, but like they would shut down. Like it'd be a
Mm,
Khmer restaurant, but it was only open for so long, and so it's just
yeah.
sad. I'm like, see, this is why
Really
my mom needs
sad.
to come here to open up a pop-up shop or something, and
That'd be cool. I'd
right,
definitely support
just
that.
get all the
Yeah.
moms to come and cook at this
Yeah. Yo,
Ma's place,
pitch it to her. Yeah.
right? That'd be cool. But
Matt's
no, I
place.
appreciate you having me on the show. I love like sharing my story, but I hope that people, I feel like it's important thing for people to do is share their story. And that's how we connect with human beings by sharing your story. Cause like I can look at you and say, oh, he has a very successful podcast and he's doing this and that. It was like, but you have this story where the same like me, you came from another state that was like day and night to New York City and made it happen. Like I like that and I respect you even more because I know what that's like. You know what I mean? So it makes it more human connection. So I think everyone should share their story. So it's great what you're doing and I appreciate you having me on the show.
I appreciate you. You have a great story and an inspirational one, and a lot of good positive takeaways that our listeners and viewers will take from it. And like when I'm hearing your story, I'm like, kind of similar too. Like, like parents being strict. I think it's kind of standard all across the board with my parents. Like strict, especially with my sisters, because girls, they're really more strict.
Yeah, the
My
boys
sisters
you
weren't
guys had
allowed.
it
Yeah, we
easy.
had it easy. They're not
I'm
allowed
like,
to have
come on.
boyfriends, but I was allowed to play sports. They weren't even allowed to play sports in school. So it was like, yeah, we had it good. So I definitely
Yeah.
feel for the women. It's just like my culture is just that way. So it's like
Yeah.
I think that's why we are the way we are, because of the strictness of our family. But I'm thankful that they were strict, the way they disciplined, because we turned out the way we did.
That's true. Yeah,
Good
they're the
people. I think
same.
you have a good head on your shoulders. We have our eyes on the prize, and we're determined to make it happen in life. And I think it's important just to go hard, whatever you like to do. And then
Agree.
you're a definition of that. And I see nothing but success in your future. So,
Oh, thank you so much. And you too. Make more snaps.
all right, Chantha, I think this is a
Okay.
great podcast, and I can't wait to share it with the
Perfect.
world.
Hi, my name is Chantha, and you're tuned into ChluyTalk.
Thank you, Chantha, and we'll see you on the next one.